Despite being a world apart, Latin America and Turkiye are looking to deepen their connections. And that was on full display during the visit by a Salvadorian president to Ankara. After signing a series of trade and security deals, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan described President Nayib Bukele's two-day visit as a turning point in the two countries' relations. Hadia Al-Alawi reports.
President Nayib Bukele's first trip abroad this year was to Ankara. It was a visit that yielded in 6 agreements on trade, investment, defense, diplomacy and education. Bukele says El Salvador wants to be part of Turkey's growth.
We're not just holding talks, but we have advanced discussions on investment projects with Turkish companies, on port projects in El Salvador. We have also discussed the possibility of a canal project which is in its early stages. We also had deeper discussions into a geothermal project as well as the Cupertino defense industry and purchasing drones.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan described Turkey's relations with Latin America and the Caribbean as one of the main pillars of its multidimensional foreign policy. Ankara has grown closer to El Salvador since Bukele came to power in 2019. Despite the pandemic, trade between the two nations has increased in the past year.
2020 yılında 27 milyon doları aşan ticaret hacmimiz geçtiğimiz sene 50 milyon dolara yaklaştı. %80 civarındaki bu artış esasen potansiyelimizin ne kadar büyük olduğunun göstergesidir. Dolayısıyla bu rakamı ilk etapta 100 milyon dolara, önümüzdeki 5 yıllık sürede de inşallah 500 milyon dolara çıkaralım istiyoruz.
El Salvador's embassy in Ankara was inaugurated during Bukele's visit. Turkey is also considering establishing diplomatic representation in the Central American country. Ankara is pursuing a more active policy towards countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. The number of Turkish diplomatic missions in the region have increased from 6 to 17 in the past 15 years. Turkey will also hold its second Antalya Diplomacy Forum in March, and a number of Latin American countries are expected to participate. Turkey says it will carry out a Latin America tour the same month to solidify partnerships across the region. Hadia Al-Alawi, Strait Talk.
And to discuss Turkiye-Latin America relations in detail, joining me now from Ankara is Mehmet Necati Kutlu. He is the Director of Center for Latin American Studies at Ankara University. And from London, Javier Farje. He is a Latin American journalist and political analyst. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. Javier, what's your take on the Salvadorian president's visit to Turkey? How has it resonated among regional countries?
Let me answer your question by quoting President Bukele, which I think encapsulates the spirit of this visit. He said, and I quote, "We have always been historically a unipolar country. We've always looked only at the United States, but it's important for El Salvador to look at other countries, and Turkey is one of those countries." Basically, look, we've always had this close relationship with the United States. It's inevitable, it's historic, but it is time for us to look somewhere else, and Turkey is one of those countries. For me, that summarizes the philosophy behind the relation between Latin America and Turkey, in this particular case of El Salvador, which we know there's going to be some projects in some ports in El Salvador and in tourist sector and all that. So this is, in terms of the Salvadorian economy, is one of the smallest economies in the region. It is true, but it's extremely significant because it's the first time that presidents from the region and the Turkish president have visited each other. And that's something which is historic.
But Javier, how have other countries followed his visit?
Not a lot, to be honest with you, but because there are already projects which have been going on in Latin America with Turkey for the last 10, 15 years. We mustn't forget that, for example, the Venezuelan president, Maduro, has been 3 times in Turkey. He's due to go back to Turkey this year in October. And between 2009 and 2017, 9 Latin American presidents have visited Turkey.
Yes.
And President has visited some Latin American countries as well. So the repercussion has been not huge in terms of front-page news.
Okay.
But yes, of the new relationship between Latin America and Turkey, which are extremely important because Turkey is an extremely important partner now, together with Russia and China in Latin America. People don't know very much about it, so it's important to emphasize that.
So, Mehmet, would you agree, and where does Turkey's ties with Latin American countries stand? And is Turkey a latecomer in Latin America?
Well, it could be considered a latecomer, but it has come. So we must emphasize on that. And whether it's a latecomer, it could be discussed because there have always been relations between Turkey and Latin America since the Ottoman Empire, since the beginning of the 20th century. But it has been intensified. They have been intensified in the last 15 or 20 years with the so-called opening policy of Turkey towards Latin America.
Yes. So, Javier, what kind of opportunities you think Turkey does offer to Latin American countries, and what is the nature of this new engagement?
Very good question. There's a feature of the Turkish economy. It is a diverse economy. Not many countries in Latin America, I'm not talking about Chile or other countries in the region, but some countries in Latin America do not have this diverse economy. Turkey has this diverse economy, and that can contribute. At the same time, and this was said by, let me quote, Kukukervus, and I do apologize if the pronunciation is wrong. He is the head of the Turkish Office of Trading Interests in Venezuela. He said that Venezuela and other Latin American countries have many natural resources underground, which are useful for the Turkish economy. But at the same time, he says the diversification of the Turkish economy can contribute to the development of a more diverse economy in Latin America in terms of service, in terms of industrial output, etc. So there is a common interest. On the one hand, yes, Turkey can but can import more natural resources for its economy. But at the same time, it can contribute in helping to diversify many of the economies in Latin America, which are primary commodities orientated rather than industrial and manufacturing ones. And that is where that's the key element of the cooperation between the Turkey and Latin America.
So, Mehmet, what's your take on the economic relations, let's say, because Turkey signed free trade agreements with Chile in 2011 and with Venezuela in 2020. And I believe other FTA negotiations are ongoing with Colombia, Mexico, Ecuador, and Peru. Is it easy to, on Turkey as part, of course, sign free trade agreements for those countries? And what are the challenges?
Well, it is easier for Turkey than for Latin American countries because Turkey is an industrialized country and may be considered an important counterpart for them to diversify their markets. So we would be interested in importing agricultural products and, of course, natural resources from the area, from Latin America itself. And we would be in conditions of offering industrialized products to Latin America. And we should never forget that the trade volume was of less than 1 billion in the year 2002. And last year, I mean, in 2020, it went up to $10 billion. So I think that the future of our relations will depend and rely on the economic exchange, actually, which could duplicate easily. And the free trade agreements would be an important asset in that respect.
So, Javier, Turkish Aerospace Industries and El Salvador signed a memorandum of understanding on space and satellite systems. How significant was this deal, and could it lead up to other agreements with other Latin American countries? What sectors could Turkish entrepreneurs invest in those countries?
Yes, it could. I mean, as Professor Kutlu said rightly, so I agree with him 100%. There's other agreements that already exist in Latin America, between Latin America and Turkey, with Brazil, for example, with Mexico. The cooperation agency of the Turkish Cooperation Agency has projects in Mexico. At the same time, what is important here is that Turkey is already, since 2017, part of the UN Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean. The membership of Turkey in this commission was accepted in the year 2017, which is extremely important. And in 2006, Turkey declared the year of Latin America and the Caribbean. So all these projects have been going on for all this time. What this project with President Bukele, this visit of President Bukele is going to help is contribute to encourage all the countries in Latin America, particularly Central America, because Turkey has a lot of projects in South America, North America, particularly Mexico, but it's going to contribute to more projects with Central American countries like Guatemala, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, and in this case, El Salvador. But being part of the Economic Commission for Latin America since 2017 has given Turkey an input in contributing to diversify the economy, as Professor Kutlu said, in Latin America. So in that respect, these projects that Mr. Bukele has signed with President Erdogan will contribute to encourage all the Central American countries to the same path.
So, Mehmet, given all these economic opportunities, can we talk about cultural barriers between Turkey and Latin America and what can be done to overcome those difficulties?
Well, some cultural barriers, maybe the language, Spanish. You need to speak Spanish to offer your goods or to do trade with the Latin Americans, but I don't think that would be a real problem. The real problem is in the understanding of the new world. I mean, the word far does not apply anymore neither in political relations nor economic relations. And the soft power of Turkey in the region is going to help to overcome this situation, because we should not forget that Turkish Airlines is flying to 8 countries nowadays, and the flights are full.
Yes.
And we should also consider that we have had more than 500 Latin American students in Turkey with the Turkish scholarships. And not to forget the role, the natural role that the Turkish TV series have played.
Yes.
So Turkey is no more an unknown country for the Latin Americans. It's quite actually closer every day. And that will help to increment political and economic relations, I would say.
That could be an efficient tool to overcome those cultural barriers, maybe.
Definitely,
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.